Welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Friday, August 28th. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church, and Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation to pause in the middle of your day, to stop for a few minutes and center yourself in God through reflections on a psalm and some relaxation and deep breathing and prayer. So, as we work our way through the Psalms, we are up to Psalm 68. And Psalm 68, the commentators say, is the most difficult psalm to interpret. There are many words in this psalm that aren't found anywhere else in the Bible, many Hebrew words that is, and I think 15 of them to be exact. So that creates some confusion in understanding exactly what the psalm is about. Some think that the psalm moves, and one structure of it is to look at the different locations, that there are 3 different mountains that are described, and that's one way to organize it. Others think it falls into 2 sections and that it's rooted in the idea of a procession that goes from Mount Sinai to Jerusalem, the other mountain, and that as it goes, it represents the coming of the reign of God into the world. And that reign of God, as it comes in, confronts the powers that be and calls for our allegiance. So it confronts the nation, and it confronts leaders who would claim all of our allegiance, and it confronts other values that we hold greater than God. That God is our ultimate allegiance, and God is the one whose reign is coming into the world. And that reign comes and is enacted into our world and into our lives as we carry out justice that is motivated by compassion and mercy. Whenever justice is carried out, and whenever the mercy and compassion of God is carried out, there is the reign of God, the love of God. It's not by power, but by love and mercy and compassion and justice. The verse that I lift up to you today is the 19th verse. Blessed be the Lord who daily bears us up. God is our salvation. God is our salvation. So I invite you to go to a quiet place in your house and close the door and settle into a chair and get comfortable in that chair. Feel the support of it. Feel the support on the back of your legs, and feel the support of the arms under your arms, and feel the support of the back of the chair on your back. Feel the support of the ground under your feet. Maybe put both feet on the ground instead of crossing your legs. And close your eyes and take some deep breaths. And as you breathe in the breath and life of God. And as you breathe out all that separates you from God. As you breathe in that which brings healing and wholeness. And as you breathe out all that causes illness and disease. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. And as you breathe, recognize that the Spirit of God is filling you, and that the peace of God is growing in your heart and in your body. Maybe imagine it like standing under, let's do it this way. Imagine it like air that goes into a balloon, and it fills the balloon with life. Imagine the air, the breath of God going into your chest and the peace of God that comes there. And imagine as you take another breath that that peace spreads to your belly. And imagine that as you take another breath, that peace spreads to your back. And the muscles in your belly and your chest and your back relax. And as you take another breath, imagine that it spreads into your shoulders. And the muscles in your shoulders relax. And imagine as you take another breath that that peace spreads down your arms to your fingertips. And the muscles relax. Imagine that as you take another breath, it spreads down over your hips to your knees. And the muscles in your thighs relax. And imagine as you take another breath that it spreads down to your ankles and to your big toe. And the muscles in your calves and in your feet relax. And imagine that it spreads up into your neck. And the muscles in your neck relax. And imagine that it spreads into your face, at your forehead and your jaw, and the muscles in your face relax. You are filled with the peace and presence of God. It runs through the veins and arteries of your body. It is in the air that you breathe. And then take yourself in your mind's eye to a high mountain. And down on the road below, there's a road going down through the valley. You can see a procession. They are dancing and joyful, rejoicing, singing about the goodness, the love, the justice, and the compassion of God. You can hear their voices in the songs that they are singing, floating up to you from the valley below. You can see how excited they are. And your voice, your heart is filled as well with the joy of knowing that God and God's presence is real in this world and is coming now, wherever there is justice and love and mercy and peace. As you sit and watch, a messenger of God comes and sits beside you. Actually, a representation of God. And this representation of God invites you to talk. talk about all that weighs on your mind, to talk about the questions you might have as you seek to be a disciple. I'll be quiet while the two of you talk. And then the time comes for the two of you to say goodbye, and you watch down below as that procession moves off into the distance. It's headed toward Jerusalem. And you say goodbye in whatever way is appropriate. And the person who represents God walks away. And then you let that image fade away. And you bring yourself back to the room where you are. And when you are ready, you open your eyes. Let's take a break, take a breath for Friday. If you wish to pray with me or talk with me or send me feedback, send an email to rick@prospectchurch.org.